met her in the fall. He took her to a movie, and when they done it all, he took her to a movie. And from the hospital, he took her to a movie, but so did I.
And this is James Moore. You are listening to Solar-Powered KRUU FM, broadcasting from the Cultural District here in Fairfield, Iowa, home of the Midwest's only solar-powered radio station. Yeah, even on a cloudy day, right? And even on a, boy, watch your feet out there in the parking lot kind of day. We have that slant where the sun doesn't get right in front of the building there. So it's that temperature where you do have to be careful. Well, speaking of being not careful, we have on the line one of my favorite human beings. Yep, it's Kristian Daytime, Orpheum time. Kristian, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm excited about them. We have two great shows coming this weekend. One of them only playing for 2 days.
Wow, what's that one?
We are doing a special 2-night show of the movie I Am Devine at 9 p.m., and we are also starting our week run of The Wolf of Wall Street, which I know a lot of people are excited for. But before we even mention that, I need to really talk about I Am Devine. I Am Devine, if any of you are out there fans or familiar with the work of filmmaker John Waters, one of his early stars, a very recognizable star, was Devine, Glenn Milstead, who was this very obscure drag queen who became a very larger-than-life character, and most people know of Devine from the movie Pink Flamingos. But then later on, about the time that John Waters hit it big, he was in the movie Hairspray and played the mother of Ricky Lake.
That's right. It's you almost. I mean, it was such a perfect pairing. It almost leaves me speechless. Anybody who saw that, what a time they had with that.
Oh, amazing time! And those early films prior to Hairspray were so gritty and done on such low budgets, shot on 16 millimeter, and it was an ensemble cast of basically just friends of John Waters making these movies that at the time were considered way, way out there.
Now, did you say odd symbol or an ensemble?
Ensemble.
I know. I heard odd symbol. I thought we just coined a phrase here because it definitely is, fun, odd stuff. But tell me about this movie that you're showing. Then it's only 2 nights. What 2 nights again?
This Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m.
Okay. And what can people expect? It's sort of like showing the scope.
Sort of. It's going through the life of Glenn Milstead, the man who became Devine, and you learn about the early days of the John Waters films, and it's really more focused just on Devine. It deals with a lot of issues with LGBT and being accepted as either gay or lesbian back in the early '60s. So it's really interesting because in that time period, unless you were someone like Harvey Milk, that was very taboo, and especially for someone like Devine, who you're dealing with subject matter at that era that was extremely taboo, and then you have someone like Devine who is so out there. Even for today, people would see someone like Devine and say, "Whoa, that's that's almost to an extreme of what you're into." I mean. But he was a very an amazing artist, an amazing actor, a hilarious comedian. It's absolutely a fantastic film, and I'm very lucky to be the only theater. The Orpheum is the only theater in the state of Iowa that is getting this movie.
Well, good for you. You always seem to come up with the great goods. I'm going to call it the greats. Good job. I'm a big fan of modern American cinema, what you've done in the state of Iowa, working with also so many great things. Isn't there something special coming up right now with the other place you're working?
Oh, yes, with the Donna Reed Foundation.
Correct.
We on the 27th, we are celebrating Donna Reed's birthday. and we are actually inviting people who are not actually able to attend our open house that we're having that night, which if you are interested in coming to the open house at the Donna Reed Theater, it goes from 5 to 7, and the address is 1305 Broadway Avenue in Denison.
Wow.
And if you're not able to attend, we are actually inviting people to send in birthday cards with little notes about their experiences or their favorite memories of Donna Reed, and we're going to have them on display in the museum at the theater in Denison. And we are also, the night of the birthday of the open house, we are going to read them aloud. And then, to even top it out even more, at 6 p.m. that night, Paul Peterson from the Donna Reed Show is going to be Skyping in to give a little message and tell some Donna Reed stories up on our big screen.
Wow. Nicely done. How far is Denison from Fairfield?
Quite a ways. Well, it's about 2 hours from Des Moines, so it's about 4 hours from Fairfield. But, you know, people who are big fans of Donna Reed, there is no distance
That's
too
right.
far to travel. And we have people who have driven in from Denver, from Salt Lake City, from Chicago, just to participate in events at the Donna Reed Theater in Denison. So, you know, at the very least, if anyone would like to, you are more than welcome to send in birthday cards with little stories or notes. Again, the address is 1305 Broadway Avenue in Denison, Iowa. You know, I think it's nice to see all these people connect with us. You know, Donna Reed was a very wholesome name, and that era of television, when the Donna Reed Show was on, it's, you know, those types of shows do not exist anymore. And it's, you know, I feel we have this little treasure up in the western part of Iowa, just like we have our own treasures here in Fairfield. You know, up in Denison, we have this beautiful theater. We have this archive of memorabilia from what I consider, you know, a golden age of Hollywood.
Well, thank you for keeping it alive. I love Iowa, the repository of all this great culture, and Donna Reed, certainly wholesome and beautiful, but fantastic work on that front. Now, I think I heard you say something. By the way, we're speaking with Kristian Day, the impresario, as I call him, of the Orpheum Theater here, bringing so much great color to the former co-ed and to that neck of the woods. Deeply, deeply appreciated. I heard something about kind of somewhat controversial movie, thing called Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, yeah, the new Martin Scorsese film, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. And I cannot say that I've had my preview screening of it yet. In fact, I didn't even get a chance to see Nebraska until the Friday, you know, the afternoon before we opened with it. Wolf of Wall Street, you know, I'm a huge Scorsese fan. I love Scorsese, and I've gained a lot of respect for Leonardo DiCaprio. That guy, from the teen bop icon that he was in the 90s with movies like Titanic, I think really has grown into his own as a legitimate actor. And, you know, I'm actually very excited to see it. I believe it's still the number one movie in the United States. It was the number one movie when I booked it last week. So, but it's going to be a good one. I will let everyone know that it is 3 hours long. We had to postpone our tribute to filmmaker Les Blank that was supposed to be held next week to the week after because of the length of the movie. And I didn't want to push the Les Blank tribute to 9 p.m. at night. That's just not fair to anybody. So just buckle in. It's a great movie. But at the same time, you're going to need to invest some time in it. You know, 3 hours is no joke. So, but I think everyone's going to enjoy it.
Well, I have to say, you know, I was mixed hearing and thinking about it at first, kind of bringing any kind of whatever light to this kind of thing, glamorizing it, I guess, and hearing tell that the guy that this is based on actually is, you know, selling books and different things. But I've heard that on the one hand, they're talking about, because he still owes lots of money to lots of people, so whatever does come in, they're talking about a bunch of that go to the people that were kind of robbed out of this. But But the other thing is, I mean, yes, it shows what this guy and these guys were doing, and is that I mean, showing that, drawing conclusions from it, and the fact that some Wall Street guys may have watched it and cheered at, quote, the wrong parts. I don't know. I'm also I've always been impressed with what Scorsese's doing, and I kind of turned a corner on that, thinking that looking at these things like the movie that I saw recently, Ben Foster's in, a very kind of gory Afghan Navy SEALs movie. Sometimes you look at these things and you draw your conclusions. I don't know. Somehow I just turned the corner on that. I think this is something that's happening. It's been going on, and no doubt it's done well. So personally, I'm kind of excited about it. Thank you for bringing it here. It means a short walk on the ice rather than a long drive on the ice. Exactly.
I think it's nice to. I know that you said the Wall Street guys, some of them are probably cheering that on, but at the same time, I think some of these things need to be brought to light. And film does that. A good story, especially anything that deals with subject matter like this. I think bringing that stuff to light so people can understand it, and it also makes them much more aware. We get so comfortable, and we get to the point where when we deal with different people, that we start to get comfortable and feel like we're being taken care of, and not necessarily.
Right. So in other words, it's a good cautionary tale, and also I think some of the vitriol that was directed at the director for putting this movie out there. I saw a really convincing article, I can't remember who it was by, saying, well, perhaps if there is upset, it could be directed at either the system, the regulation, the fraudulent behavior, etc., rather than the filmmakers. And of course, we saw, American Hustle winning 2 Globes, both actresses from that movie. Another kind of tale based on events around the Abscam time in New Jersey. But certainly an interesting time. And how long is that going to be there? 1 week?
1 week. I've kind of had to set a rule down, is that Fairfield can handle a good week with a film, but because of our population, it's really hard to sustain a movie for 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
I've kind of had to set a ground rule of 1 week, unless the studio enforces us to keep it for longer. It's a 1 week that we'll keep movies, but we got a lot of stuff coming up. I'll tell you, the week after this, we got some great stuff, including Inside Llewellyn Davis, the new Coen Brothers movie is coming right after this.
Yay!
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a great one. And one other thing that's coming down the pike, I know I'm keeping you a little longer, and we're going to go out with, as usual, with a special select Christian Day tune. But I hear tell something about Valentine's and Taco Apocalypse.
Yes. On Valentine's, supposedly, and I know this is happening more and more. I'm feeling a lot better about talking about it, because Sam Allen, the father of Taco Apocalypse, texted me yesterday about what bank I use in Fairfield. So, so I know he's moving on it. But supposedly, he is supposed to be open by Valentine's Day, which will be a great weekend to be at the Orpheum. Not only because of Taco Apocalypse, but we also are having the movie Labor Day with Josh Brolin. And then Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet's in that as well. And then after that, we are having the Feist Club Burlesque Troupe performing at 9 p.m. So it's going to be a busy weekend at the Orpheum for Valentine's Day.
Wow. That, my friend, is a lot of action. But you know what? We're this week right now, and that means let's just recap for the good folks. 2 nights opportunity to see this movie on the life of Devine and John Waters and that whole thing, and then just give us a quick breakdown of times.
So this weekend only, we have I Am Devine both Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m. Also starting Friday, we will have The Wolf of Wall Street, which will run for 1 week from Friday to next Thursday, and The Wolf of Wall Street will play at 6:30 this Friday. It'll also play at 2 o'clock and 6:30 both Saturday and Sunday, and then it'll run a 6:30 show Monday through Thursday next week.
Well, there you have it, folks. Straight from the Orpheum's mouth. This is James Moore. We've been talking with Kristian Day, and every day is a good day when you're talking with Kristian. What are you going to take us out with today, mister?
I'm a huge fan of rockabilly, surf guitar. So I got a nice blend here with one of the fathers of rockabilly, Link Ray and his Raymen, with the song Rumble Mambo.
Woo! Chicken!